Hey up, this is a video for Papa Jock. This is a Papa Jock's beatbox, or the beginning of it. I'll just give a little insight into what it is, because it's going to be on YouTube for him to see, because he's in Scotland, I'm in Bristol. But I'll just, if anyone stumbles across it, I'll explain what it's about. My dad's got one working hand, because he's got MS. And he's into his music, loves his drumming, was in a drumming group with djembes and that sort of thing. And he wants to do some music composition, but with one hand obviously he can't play drums and things, but we wanted a way of being able to load up drums into something like Pro Tools, something that he can trigger himself. So we've come up with this idea. It's basically a 16-channel sampler, although we will be able to put drums into it. It's based around this little unit here, which is called a wave trigger. It's got 16 channels. You load your samples up onto an SD card with a bit of software that comes with it, and you can trigger it via one of these 16 triggers. They're all CD quality, 16-bit, 44.1. Now, a couple of the things we wanted to do is to make it simple for him to use and select the samples, because he's only going to be playing one at a time, is to use a joystick to control it. So to do this, I've created a circuit which is this board underneath, which is basically a 16-channel multiplexer. And the output of each of the 16 channels is going to a transistor, which is triggering each of the individual triggers on here. So there's one transistor for each output. Also, for the indicator, the 16 buses go to this little board here, which is just another set of transistors for operating the LEDs. The wave trigger will run on anything between 5 and 15 volts. But the circuitry underneath I'm running on 5 volts, so this little circuit here is just a 5-volt regulator. Now, I only have one hand. We didn't want it to be fiddly, so whereas it's got a micro SD card, I wanted to do a system where you can just plug the USB straight into the computer. So what we've got is a switching circuit here that will switch. This is the actual card which has got the information on it, and it's routed either to the board here or out through the USB socket, and that's controlled by this switch here. I did use a digital switch to start with, 4053s, which is a single pole double throw digital switch, but the problem with that was it wasn't reading the card, and I don't know if that's to do with resistance that was built up on the track, because I was getting about 150 ohms across the circuits. Output is stereo. It can drive some headphones, or you can run it into something else. I've got a volume control there, so you can drop the volume down. Now what I'm going to do is I'll plug it in, and hopefully, obviously this front is just a working front. It's going to be brass plate with stylish wooden end cheeks. So I've got it plugged into the desk at the moment. I'm going to pop it on here, just put my joystick there and plug it in. So this is actually a 12-volt supply. So switch it in and switch it on. So the indicator on the front is saying what channel it's on. So using the joystick, you can select which channel you're on, like so. You can go up and down, and then to pull the trigger, at the moment I've got it
9.
So as you pull the trigger forward, the joystick towards you,
9, 9,
it will play
8,
the sample.
7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Now these samples are just what loaded in at the moment, but they're not. You could load whatever you want in, so you could load a drum, so you could have that as a kick drum, and you could record that in and do a drum track
1, 1, 1.
with a kick drum first. You could have, like I say, you could have a button and just tap the button. Now what I've done is, so this is all going to be connected via a standard MIDI lead. There'll be a DIN there, 5-pin DIN, and this unit, there'll be a small unit to sit either on the edge of the wheelchair or on the bed. I'm going to use a slightly smaller joystick than this. This is just so this button here is a three-way switch. In the middle it's just in standby. It takes the power off the wave trigger but keeps the rest of the circuit on. Then when you switch it to the end there, these solid state relays click in and it's now routing the SD card out. So if I get a USB and connect it in, there's a USB socket on the back and plug it into the Mac. Obviously, Sod's law says you never plug any USB cable in the right way up first time. So there you go. So that's connected in, and if we just look on the computer on the Finder, we should see, there we go, Papa Jock's. So it's seen there. So this is the list of samples that are in at the moment, and they're numbered 001 to 016. Now you can put any sample you want into there as long as it's 16-bit, 44.1, and you can call it what you want as long as you start it with 001, 002, and that will allocate where it goes in on the 1 to 16 on here. This little folder here is basically a system data for the wave trigger. So what it does is you've got a bit of software which I'll show in another video, where you can program how you want the triggers to respond, whether you want them to loop, just be a one shot, etc. All your WAV files need to be in the root folder, so the first one you get when you switch on there. So as you can see, I've just got numerical numbers, so it's just sort of saying 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So when you finish with that, just close it down, switch this. Now I found a couple of times it won't load straight from the sim, so I gave it 5 seconds and then switch it over, and it should be
1,
back on.
2.
If it doesn't load straight away, it's worth just switch it off, switch it back on. Something weird going on, don't know. Got ferrite beads on it, but there's sometimes it doesn't read. So like I say, you've got
2, 2, 2, 2, 2, 2, 2, 2.
So that's pretty much it for this video. Just so you know, Jock, where it is. And like I say, this won't be hardwired in. This will be a separate unit, so this can sit on your bench next to your Mac or whatever, and you can just have one little cable. The next video I do, when I've got this cleaned up, I'll also go through this unit, which is your breakout box. So this basically takes the signal from that into your Mac, and it's a little Focusrite Scarlett breakout box, which is 2 channels, goes in via USB, it's powered by USB, loads up. When you register that, you'll be able to download something like Pro Tools. It does Pro Tools first, which you'll be able to record with. Because we're running Pro Tools here, I can go through that and explain any basic parts to get you going. Comes with a nice little condenser mic and a set of swanky headphones. So there you go. That is the beginning bit. Oh, and something's starting to play on the computer. Oh look, a bit of music to finish off with. So yeah, that's it. I'll send this to you so you can watch it because you're in hospital. And God, that's a bit morbid, isn't it? Stop that. And yeah, so when I get the covers done for this week, come in and sort out the actual box, and that I'll do another video. Enjoy your Sunday evening. Bye.